Okay, so before we left, we were talking about the science of your ears, how your ears are important to everybody that has to do with audio and audio interfaces, sound system, those who sing, those who use the mic, how your ears are important to you. And I just turned a biological teacher, biology teacher. I explained a few things about your ears. Okay, so let me ask you, have you ever been subjected to a really loud noise? Maybe you've been in the club or a rock concert, you were really in it, or a very loud industrial factory, such that you're subjected there for like 3-4 hours, and then you suddenly leave that place to a quiet environment. After then, do you hear one very tiny noise inside your brain? One noise that is just constantly there. It's called tinnitus. That's what it's called. Tinnitus. It's a medical condition. I can tell you, almost every sound engineer, or even those of us who are maybe you spend your life in church or in club, you'll be having that. And of course, that's something to be very, very careful about. But the very first thing I would like to say about taking care of your ears is that do not subject your ears to unnecessary sound pressure level. What that means is the fact that you should not subject your ears too long to loud music. There is a range of sound level that you can subject your ears to. What a 60-year-old man will conveniently hear should not be the same to a baby. There's a level where you want to subject your ears to. If you are in an environment where it is so noisy, or you always subject your ears to loud music, I would suggest that you get earplugs. In fact, for all you care, in my opinion, I think that the regular Nigerian musician already have their ears damaged. They already have their ear. I can tell you of a fact. If you're a musician listening to me, you need to see an ENT specialist very soon, because I will tell you the reasons why after you must have performed some hearing test. Okay, if you have tinnitus, I hope I got it. Tinnitus, you constantly. That is a condition. You're already losing some vital parts of your ears. Okay, so the very first thing, and do not subject your ears to loud music. Okay, so I'm going to ask for something very quick. A tiny earphone. Somebody in the studio should just pass to me a very tiny earphone, not an headphone. Yeah, I have an headphone here, but I need a tiny earphone. Yes, I need a tiny earphone. So you need to look at this, because it's quite important to what I'm about to say. One of the things that you would witness when you're using the earphones like this, these ones that go directly, they leave the outer part of your ears to almost the middle part. And you fix it in there. Even the manufacturers of our phones will tell you, once you're raising the volumes of your phone or your iPod or whatever you're using, you're raising it. Of course, they immediately caution you that your ears should not be subject to the maximum volume. It shouldn't be. In fact, as a rule, when you're using earphones like this, It should just be for call purposes. If you're going to be using it for music purposes, ensure your volumes are really on the low end. Don't crank your volume all the way up when using earphones like this. Not even with headphones. The headphones, I will even recommend more of headphones, because this grips your outer ears. This grips your outer ears. This leaves your outer ears into your middle ear. You're already getting in the danger zone. So one of the ways to help yourself is that when you're using earphones like this, reduce the volume. You really don't, when you're using these earphones and you cannot hear what is happening around you, then that's danger. Do you know some people have lost their lives just by using this? They did not hear the horn of the oncoming vehicle. They did not hear there was gunshots. They didn't hear the gunshot. The music was so loud in the ears, they didn't hear that there was chaos. So they couldn't run for their lives. They didn't hear that the baby was crying. They didn't hear, So whatever you're doing, your TV set, whatever you're doing that has volume, don't ever crank it up to 100%. Don't ever do that. You may be hearing, but it's going to be injurious to your ears. As a sound engineer, while you're mixing your sound, live sound especially, you don't really want to be using this. You don't want to be using this for live sound. It's better you use headphone. Right. So that kind of makes it comfortable for you to be able to reach out to every other thing. The second thing I would like to do is say about your ears, that don't ever poke your ears. Because I know mothers and people hearing me will say, okay, it's good to use what's it called? What's that called that you used to clean your ears? Cotton buds, right? So it's cool, it's good. You say, okay, let's clean. Let's use it to clean these ears. But do you know that medically, the doctors will even tell you that the ears has its own self-cleansing method. If you need to use cotton buds, use them sparingly. Don't ever allow anything to poke right into the inner ears. Don't ever allow it. Don't use anything that will poke. If you're using cotton buds, use it sparingly. You don't have to use it every day. Yeah. In fact, maybe I use cotton buds maybe like once or twice in a month. It's very important. Even the wax coming from your ears are supposed to protect some sensitive organs in your inner ear. So you need to be very careful. Do not poke your ears too often. Of course, like I said, thirdly, I think that you need to give your ears a break. If you are working in a factory, you are a chorister, you are in a live band, maybe a juju band, tumba band, rock band, where you're a musician, you are constantly subjecting your ears to really high music. In this part of the world, I can categorically tell you that some of the SPLs that we generate just in wedding parties are as much as 100 dB.